Hello, welcome back to our DRF tutorial series. Till today, we are using a function-based API view, and today we will use a class-based API view. So get back to our work. Okay. At this moment, we are going to implement API view. So to do that, first we need to import our API view library first. Now I need to separate our new library with the hashtag. Okay. So from here, I actually use our API view library. Now let's import our API view library first. Okay, from REST Framework .view import API view. Now we need to import our response from REST Framework .response import response. And finally, we need to import our status. REST framework import status. Okay. Now let's remove this annotation first. Then define this product list as a class. Now just remove this to line. And here I don't want to pass the request parameter. I just want to pass the API view parameter, right? API view. Now inside this class, I just want to declare a function, that is the define get function, and pass that self parameter and request parameter. Okay. Now define our query set, that is the product is equal to product dot object dot all. Same thing as we actually use in our previous tutorial. Define our serializer, product serializer. Now pass the product query set, product, and many is equal to true. You know why I am actually use many is equal to true. Now in this response parameter, in serializer dot data, okay, and status is equal to status dot HTTP underscore 200. Okay. Now here I actually retrieve all the product list. Okay. Now we need to work on product details, right? Similarly, we just remove this annotation, then define as a class, and as a parameter we are going to use API view. Now just remove the entire thing. Now define a get function, because here I want to retrieve the specific product details, right? So define get function, and here I pass a parameter as a self, then request parameter, then primary key. Okay. Here I want to use try and exception, like try product is equal to product dot object dot get, and pass the primary key is equal to primary key. Okay. Now except product does not exist then we need to show some error, that is the product dot not found, something like this. Okay, so return, what return? Response curly braces. Now error, this is I define as a error. What the error message is? Product not found. Okay, and status is equal to status dot http underscore 404 not found. What I did here, first I use a try, and in this try function I define a variable called product. Here I actually retrieve the product primary key. Okay, if we don't find any appropriate primary key, then it will show an error. That error message is product not found. Okay, fine. Let's define a serializer variable like earlier. Here serializer is equal to product serializer and product. Okay, here I don't use the main is equal to true. Okay, because here I want to show only a single details of a specific product. Okay, now return response serializer dot data. Okay, nice. Save our project, save our file. Look, here I get an error. This error actually belong to url.py file. Okay, in this URL pattern we initially use a function based view. Okay, but when you actually want to use the class based view, you have to use this way as view. Okay, that's it. And similarly for the details, product details, if you go through this view.py, you see the product details also a class based view, right? So we have to use as view function. Okay, save this file. Yes, the error gone. Let's now reload our API endpoint. Okay, here we look, and the same output you see. Okay, so now we need to verify our product details class, is it work or not. So before that we need to know that is the product details table, and this is actually products slash primary key. That means products then slash primary key of 2. Okay, here this is actually the product 2. Again if we go through the product 3, here look, this is actually the product 3. Similarly, if we want to see the product 4, I know this ID is not exist in our database. Okay, so it has to be show an error. Let's see, look, error, product not found. Okay, so our class based view is work and functional. Now I am going to show you more interesting thing. In this stage I am going to use generic API view. You see how I actually use the API view, and now I am going to implement the generic API view. Okay, to do that, first we need to import our generic API, that is the from REST framework import generic. This part is going to be very interesting. Okay, it will reduce your lots of work. Again, I want to use our class based API view, and in this time I want to remove the entire code block, and I want to define a query set. Query set is equal to, you can name this query set as you want. Okay, now which query set I want to retrieve, that is the product query set, right? Product dot object dot all. Okay, and serializer class is product serializer. For your better understanding, this class is for only product listing and for the product inserting. That's why product list and create. Oh, one thing, here I am actually going to use the generic apiview, so you have to pass this generic apiview. So how you actually do that? Generic dot list create API view. So using this list create API view, it will handle the list view and also it will help you to create a new record. Okay, this class actually responsible to view a list view of a particular record, and it also responsible to create a new record. Okay, now I want to retrieve a particular product and I also want to update and delete that particular product. Okay, so to do that, it is very easy. First we put some comments so that it will be very easy to understand. Product retrieve, update and delete. Okay, so remove the entire thing. First we define a query set as we defined like earlier. Query set, that is the product dot object dot all. Okay, and serializer class product serializer. This two statement and this two statement actually same. Where is the difference? Here is the difference. This is the generics dot retrieve update destroy API view. Okay, let's save it. And in this stage we do not need to update anything in url.py file because it's actually the class based API view. So we actually already updated what actually required for the class based API view presentation. Now let's go back to our API endpoint and reload this, and here look, now it looks different, right? Now you see the list of product, and also there is a form to insert a new record. Okay, so let's insert product 4, price 45, stock 1 to 3. Post it here, the ID 4, product 4, stock 1 to 3, and price 45. Let's get our list view here. Product 81, product 82, product 83, and product 84. In similar same way, product 5, price 89, 78, stock 78. Let's post it here. The product 5 is inserted in our database. Let's get our list view. This is our list view, that is the product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, in this way you can insert from here. And also if you want to see the details of that particular product, just pass the primary key. That's it. Here this is actually the primary key of 1. Okay, here you see there is a delete function and this is the put function. That is the, you can update this particular product information. Like I want to update the price only. Okay, like 30 for the product 1, put. Okay, let's check our list view. Here product 1, price 30. Okay, in this way if I want to delete the product 4. Okay, product 4, let's delete it. Yes, now delete it. It's accept and HTTP 24, no content, and it's successfully deleted. Okay, let's get back to our product list. Here Look, product 1, product 2, product 3, no product 4. Okay, so if I insert here another new product like product 6, price 28, stock 54. Okay, here now ID is generated with the 6. Okay, so this is the use of the generic API view. So generic API view is very easy to use. So I hope you understand how we actually use the API view and generic API view. Now we will work on ViewSet. So let's do it. Before implement our ViewSet, one thing I need to show you, that is regarding order. If you go through this order endpoint API, you see in a single order there are multiple items listed down. Okay, if you go through this this order, look, this is a single order, and in this order there are 3 items, that is the product 1, product 2, and product 3. Okay, and finally the total price is sum of these 3 product price, right? So in a word, this is actually the nested relation, right? You already know this relation because I already covered this relationship in serializer and nested serializer video tutorial. Just keep in your mind this order API endpoint, all data actually listed down as a nested way. Okay, so let's start working on ViewSet. So this is also very easy to implement. So let's import our library first. Okay, from REST Framework, import ViewSets. Okay, this is also the class-based API. So remove this generic API view and pass the ViewSet. Okay, and implement ViewSets parameter. Okay, ViewSets dot model ViewSet. This is our query set and this is our serializer. Okay, so just save it. Look, here we got an error. Okay, so we need to fix this error. This error also belong to in url.py file. Okay, I need to comment out this block of code, and I want to add another library, that is from REST Framework router import default router. Okay, let's declare a variable named router. Router is equal to default router. Now I'm going to register our newly created ViewSet class, that is router dot register. We name it product, then views dot product list. Okay, here product underscore list actually our ViewSet class name, right? Here it is. Now URL patterns is equal to router dot urls. Save it. Look, the error gone. Initially I use products as a URL for the product API endpoint, but now I'm using product. Okay, so let's check our endpoint. So as you know, now it's actually the product, not product. Remove this S. Okay, here it is. Look, same output. Okay, but what is the advantage of this ViewSet? Advantage is the ViewSet are responsible to handle the basic operation by default, like it can handle list operation. This is the list view. It can handle insert operation, it can handle update operation, and it can also handle the delete operation. So you don't need to code manually for each and every operation. Okay, so like I'm actually insert a new product, that is the product 8. Okay, price 43, and stop 234. Okay, this is inserted, right? Now let's get back to our product list view. Here it is, our inserted product. Okay, now I want to retrieve this particular product with the product ID 7. Okay, look, here it is. So product ID is 7. Now you can delete this operation, and also you can update this operation like this, update. Okay, and I would like to update the price like 45. Okay, update it. Okay, and then go back to our list view. Here it is, the update operation. Okay, so this is actually the 7 ID number 7, product 8 update, and 45 is the updated price. Okay, so let's delete this record. Delete this record. Delete it. Okay, successfully deleted. Let's check. Look, ID number 7 gone. Okay, so as you understand, the ViewSet is more easy to implement and more easy to handle our day-to-day operation, I mean the regular operation. Now get back to our code, and now we are working on the order. This is tricky. Okay, and before that I want to remove this code block because I don't need it, and I also delete these comments because these comments actually they're meaningless right now, because ViewSet can handle every operation. Okay, so just remove this annotation, define this as a class ViewSet dot model ViewSet. Okay, this is our query set, this is the order, and we retrieve all the order as object. And for the ViewSet, we do not need this return statement. Okay, we just keep this serializer class. We'll remove this argument. Okay, fine. But here is the tricky point. This order list actually represent as a nested serializer, right? If you go through this order serializer actually a nested serializer, and if you go through this model, in this model you see there is an order and there is an order item. So order item actually the child of order, right? That's why here order I represent as a foreign key, and here I also use this related name. And what is the related name? That is the item. Just keep in your mind. Now we need some extra work. Okay, it's very easy and straightforward. Okay, so in this order query set, here I retrieve all the order information. Okay, now I need some extra key that can handle our nested relationship. Okay, that is prefetch. Here I pass our related name, that was item, and underscore, and here there is a product, right? So type product. Now we need to register our order list in the url.py file, router.register. Here my endpoint will be named with the order. Okay, order, and view dot order list. Okay, save all the files. Look, here I get some error that is also belong to url.py file, because here actually I registered the multiple endpoint. That's why I need a new property, that is the base name. Here the base name is product, and this base name is order. Okay, I hope now error will be gone. Okay, nice, error gone. Let's check our order API endpoint. Order. Okay, There is an error. Okay, this is very simple mistake I did actually. Uh, if you use this view set, then it has its own rules. Okay, so this query set should be named as a query set. Okay, you can use your own query set name. Okay, so I just put this query set as a query set, and also the serializer you can use your custom serializer name. This should be like serializer underscore name. Okay, so like this. Okay, now save it. Okay, now reload the browser. Yes, fine, it's work perfectly, no problem. So let's retrieve these order details. Okay, just pass this ID. Here it is. This is actually the specific order details. Okay, so you can delete this information from here. You can update information from here. So so in a word, you already understand how you actually use the view set. Okay, and I show you the both way, like for a simple CRUD operation like product. This is actually a simple insert update delete. There is no nested relationship there. But in this order list there is a nested relationship. That's why I use this property. And you also understand that is the for the view set, when you actually write a query set, so you should named as a query set, and to define as a serializer class, you have to assign that particular serializer class with the serializer underscore class. This is actually the view sets rule. Okay, let's summarize everything. Okay, so here I show you some here I show you a table. That is actually the key difference of function based view, API view, and generic API view. Okay, and also view set. Okay, so function based view, actually, the if you consider about the simplicity, it's very simple. And flexibility, function based API view is very flexible, no problem. But the problem is the function based view is not support by default CRUD operation. Okay, and it is very good for small custom API development. Okay, and if you consider about the API view, this is very robust. And if you consider about the flexibility, this is too much flexibility, no problem. But it is also not supported auto CRUD operation, and this is also the best for any type of API endpoint development. Okay, for the generic API view, this generic API view, actually, if you consider about the simplicity, it's not that much level of simplicity, yes, but it's very robust, no doubt. Flexibility, yes, this is also flexibility, but not like as a function based view or API view. And also this is actually the give you a standard CRUD operation like insert update delete. This type of operation you can easily by default you will get. Okay, and the view set you already understand, but view set actually very fast. This performance is it's give you a very good performance. Okay, but as per my experience, view set should use if you confident that is your database relationship and database design is very good, then view set is fantastic one. As per my experience, most of the developer actually prefer to use function based view or API view. Okay, but it depends on you. Okay, hope you understand the key difference of function based view, API view, generic view, and the view set. And I also hope you enjoy this tutorial series. So stay connected with me, and hope we see you in our next video. Thank you.